Say, now, here's Peter and Anthony.
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Big day. Yeah.
And that's it. Darren looked like he prepping himself to hate him.
You know what? That's great. I'm actually about to do something for you, man. I'm put my phone back down.
Man, I'm about to start because I know you played high school basketball here, and I know guys.
Southside High School.
And I know
1
guys
in 29.
For real. Yeah,
Won our first game. We lost 29 in a row.
God, dog.
Man, that's not good.
I know a lot of guys your age group who probably play ball with you. I just like, yeah, man, better hate him, man. That man better hate him. But nah, go ahead.
Get T-Head up here, man.
Yeah.
We can ask him.
Yeah, T-Head tells you.
Welcome in, everybody. It is grind time on a big Wednesday, hump day, middle of the week. Hope you're having a good one wherever you happen to be. Weather is it's not as bad as yesterday, but it's not great. Just kind of sort of blah out there. You know what? We'll do our best to pick you up over the next 2 hours. We got a whole bunch to get to, including a ton of college hoops. Our man John Gasaway is going to join us in our next segment. John Rothstein from CBSSports.com and CBS Sports Online going to join us in the second hour, talking college hoops, NCAA tournament. The tournament gets back underway tomorrow. You can hear it right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM with the Sweet 16. We'll talk about Sweet 16. We'll get both John's his thoughts on the Tigers season and where things progress from here. Obviously, we're going to talk a lot about the Grizzlies, too, because the Grizzlies are the belle of the ball. They are the apple of ESPN's eye today, all over ESPN, all over the coverage. You want to watch Stephen A. Smith argue with Mad Dog Russo about the Ja versus AI, then go for it. If you want to see a feature on Jaren Jackson Jr.'s closet, go crazy.
I can imagine what that could be
You're
about.
so crazy.
Could look like.
That man said if you want to watch Mad Dog, you want to watch a closet, go right
Yeah,
in.
go for
Just
it.
digging for content.
Go
these
for it,
Grizzlies.
baby. Hey, listen. You want all day Grizzlies. Beard maintenance with Taylor Jenkins is coming up at 2:00 as well. Of course, we're going to get that. Introductory French with Killian Tilly.
Yeah. Beard therapy with
2:30.
Zaire Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be dating tips. Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks. What not to do with Dylan?
You remember that dating show?
Don't do it with Dylan.
Don't do it with
Yeah,
him.
that's right.
It's Don't do it with
Instagram. Stay away from Instagram.
Yeah.
Uh,
Chasing the bottle with Instagram models featuring Dylan Brooks.
That's right. So we have a whole lot of stuff happening today, and we'll talk about the Grizzlies because they will be in action tonight against the Nets. No Ja Morant, and that is interesting. I think it's fair to say. We'll discuss that here momentarily. If you want to join us, you can. The AutoZone listener line is open. We've already got texts, and we're making it happen here on chats as well. You want to hit us up on Facebook, on YouTube, all over the place. Carlos on YouTube says, good afternoon. Hey, Carlos. Check it in. Keith Mercer says, OMG, Anthony, sane. I need Rashid. Tears.
Keith be saying some wild stuff, man.
He's out here just...
Keith just wake up and just be like, let me think of something extremely random.
I think he just woke
Don't do it, Dylan.
Just woke up.
That's
Let
what
me
you
think
say.
of
Don't
something
do it.
extremely random to text in.
That's like a combination of Dylan and Giannato.
Who? That voice?
That voice.
Oh, that was my generic, like, villain voice. And Penny.
James
Wiseman.
and Dylan. That's Dylan. Dylan Giannato.
That's Giannato the villain. He'll turn Giannato.
I like Dylan Giannato. That's a great name. So if you want to get in touch with us on the AutoZone listener line, get in the zone. AutoZone. 901-360-8255. Hit us up. We'd love to hear from you. 901-360-8255. So we'd, as we mentioned, a lot to talk about, plus another mega trade in the NFL. The NFL is basically the NBA at this point.
Yeah,
you got guaranteed
just hit the
contracts,
reset
you
button.
got big trades, you got stuff actually happening. You know, it's been forever since we had like major NFL trades, and now we got everybody
all over.
getting traded. This time, Tyreek Hill heading to Miami.
Must be the money.
There it is.
I mean,
$72 million guaranteed.
Bienvenido a Miami, as Will Smith used to say back in the day.
Little Deion Sanders must be the money.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Come on, man.
I know what it is. I'm doing Will Smith Bienvenido a Miami. You can do
Okay.
You do you, man.
You just do whatever you feel like you want to do.
Should have put the thongs on.
It's always money. It's always about money. Of course, it's always been. It's forever. That's the way it always is. So the NFL just continues to be insane this offseason. Chiefs. I don't know about all that. That's an interesting move.
They won't be the same, y'all.
Yeah, it does feel that way. I don't know. Don't know exactly.
May as well have Anthony Sane running routes now.
See, man, I already got put. Hey, man, I might have talked you off there, man. Man, say try to pull my name into something, man. Yeah, you a hater there.
Carries weight, man. Carries weight.
Man, I hate it for real, man. That's what I thought that one of our producers would be a hater. Anyway.
He's certainly a hater. So we'll talk about that too coming up on the show. Now, all right, let's get into the Grizzlies. Grizzlies tonight against the Nets. Grizzlies all over the place on ESPN, ESPN.com, everywhere. It's all Grizzlies, and yet Anthony's saying we found out yesterday Ja Morant not playing in this game, a game that he more or less called for with his public diss of ESPN when they flexed the Grizzlies off of the network about 2 months ago, right as the Grizzlies were just starting to really catch fire. And now, with them in town and doing all this stuff, he is not able to play. And I know you and I kind of have a similar thought on this, where, knowing what we know about Ja Morant's personality, knowing what you know about the way he's wired, knowing what you know about these last 10 games for the Grizzlies, where the schedule's been extremely easy through the month of March, but it is about to get significantly more difficult. You have the Warriors struggling. They lose to Orlando last night. They're sitting a bunch of guys tonight in Miami, so that's basically a schedule loss upcoming for them. You got a great chance to go 2.5 games up, maybe 3 games up, if you win tonight. And Ja Morant's not playing in the brightest spotlight he's ever had in a regular season game. That tells me something's up, man. That is not.
Yeah, I didn't sit well. You saw me last night on Twitter. I was not sitting well with any of this. I already talked about this a little bit on Harden, so never will I give Harden my best though.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta save the A material.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's a solid B plus.
I did not rest well seeing that last night at all. Because another thing too that you didn't mention in your soft opener. I know this front office, man. Like these dudes are weirdos. Like they're weird. You know what I mean? They won't come out and say, Ja's got this going on.
Well, yeah.
Sure. We're going to rest him for the rest of the season. And, we plan on him being 100% for the playoffs. They'll game by game do this. You know what I mean? And, we just no. You know this. We've seen it. We know how these guys get down, man. And
Ja Morant is unable to play at this point with a lower extremity concern. We don't speak anymore of that at this point.
A little minor discombobulation.
One of his appendages is undergoing some sort of pain. But that's all I can say. Everything else is fine. Yeah. They don't tell you any.
Yeah.
They're never going to be very open compared to certainly compared to the way things were, and certainly compared to other organizations. Some are more open than others. They're certainly one of the more closed ones. So.
And we sat here and watched this whole Brandon Clark thing last year. Like, why is Brandon Clark not playing?
Yeah.
And then we found out after the season he was hurt the whole time.
Well, yeah. Then why wasn't he playing? And then why when he didn't play very well when he played and all this?
Yeah,
stuff.
they wouldn't just come out and say he was hurt.
Yeah, wouldn't just say it. It's unnerving. And so when you kind of have to start putting, you have to put 2 and 2 together on this stuff. And I've always said the old saying, nature abhors a vacuum. You know what that means? So it means whenever there's a blank space in nature, it's always filled. There's never a vacuum. It's filled with air, filled with whatever it is. That's what happens. Same thing is true here. Whenever there's an injury, the theory that nature abhors a vacuum means if the Grizzlies aren't going to give you information, somebody else is.
Yeah.
That's going to get filled by rumor and speculation and innuendo and whatever. And honestly, again, knowing with the way the guy's wired, you got to be a little bit concerned. I think concern is the word. It's weird to say because if you look at where the Grizzlies are, they are having a phenomenal season by all accounts. Absolutely remarkable. 49-23. Second place. Solid second place in the Western Conference. I mean, couldn't have dreamed that it would be this good.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, at this point of the season, I think it's fair to say there's a lot of concern about where the Grizzlies are.
Yeah.
On a number of different fronts. First of all, and most importantly, is Ja Morant going to be healthy certainly by the time the playoffs roll around?
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. Number two, the reintroduction of Dillon Brooks, I think, is kind of not surprisingly, but it's sort of everything looks a little off, just a little off. And you can disguise that against some of the bad teams that they've played, but they don't look quite right. He doesn't look to me quite right.
He looks counter to what they do.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to. I just that was my concern for the whole time. I don't know that he's a. And a lot of people just have him as the Swiss Army knife. Like, just put Dillon in there. Defensively, you need 3 Dillons. I don't know that's. I don't know that.
Need 3 Dillons.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I don't think that's necessarily right. Then you have Jaren, who is, he looked. I guess the game in Houston was, in many respects, kind of a microcosm of his whole season, where he's had some
gave you nothing
head
in the first
scratching
half,
stuff, and then he looked good, and then he's just bits and pieces where he looks amazing, but then he frustrates you by picking up these fouls. Now the officials have started to call fouls again. We told you back at the beginning of the season, the officials really did a great job of
not calling nothing.
They didn't call stuff. It was a beautiful game. Everything looked great. They were holding off on these foul. All that was great. And when they said, "Oh, we're going to keep doing this," they haven't kept doing it.
Yeah,
they lied. Of course they did. Fouls are up more than ever now, and Jaren is the biggest victim when it comes to that because he's the biggest target in the officials' foul book. And he's got to. And we've talked about it before. He's got to get better too.
Yeah.
So that's a concern. The schedule is tough. You have you finish these 10 games. There's a lot of potential issues going into that. I don't know, man. I mean, there's a lot to think about for this team compared to surprisingly a lot of issues given where they are and given the kind of season that they've had.
Yeah, especially when Steph Curry went down, you would have thought the Grizzlies would look like a team that's like, we're really going to take advantage of this. We're just going to. I don't know. They may be bored, which is a dangerous place to be. I don't know, man. Maybe it's something just isn't right. We're winning, and maybe I just sound extremely spoiled. You know what I mean? Because we still have the second best record in the league. We're not losing games per se. No. That Hawks game was an ugly loss. The Rockets loss a few weeks ago was an ugly loss. But it's just something's not right, man. And it might just be the fact that our eyes are getting used to seeing another guy other than Ja who's taking the ball and, getting up, more than 10 shots per game in a guy like Dillon Brooks. Maybe that's it, but it's just, I was ridiculed, Peter, when they said that, when I suggested and I predicted that Dillon would start off coming off the bench. Well, I still think that's what needs to happen, man. I still think Dillon needs to come off the bench, period. Mm-hmm. Because, Dillon's been back and, dude's been cooking Dillon. You know what I mean? Like, we created this myth that, Dillon is this guy that, you put Dillon, he's gonna, whoever your best player, he's gonna erase that dude. It's just not who he is, man. He's a heck of a competitor, heck of a defender. But the days of, locking a guy down, that's just not happening. And, yeah. I think we'll get together, man, but I'm super worried about this Ja thing. And people are like, well, better now than later, and it's just, I'd rather they rest him now than for the playoffs. I'm like, man, the playoffs start in 10 games. Mm-hmm. This is a knee situation we're talking about, bro. This could be anything. You know what I mean? And I know Ja put the tweet out yesterday. He used a little meme from The Lion King, whatever. And I'm not trying to create something that's not there. I don't know. But I'm just telling people, I don't feel as confident as a lot of fans seem to feel, and media members. Bro, this is the same knee that he had surgery on a couple years ago. You know what I mean? And if he's When I saw he wasn't playing last night, I was like, yeah, man. Those red flags started coming out like a pass interference call. Like those flags were coming out, man. So I was like, bro, I don't know. I don't know. I hope everything's good with that. But just seeing that he's not playing in this game, if it's true, like soreness, like he could play if he wanted to play, it seems like he would have been playing in this game tonight. You know what I mean? And I know Stephen A. Smith came out and said that don't rule out him not playing. I just think that's for TV. I don't think he really knows anything on that. John very well could play, but I still think Stephen A. Smith just pulled it out of thin air. But
He was extremely adamant, wasn't he?
yeah, I think he just kind of yanked it out of thin air. I don't think he's heard anything. But because of course there's a chance he can play. He ain't dead, you know what I mean? So yeah, he can play. But I hope he does play, man, because that would give me a little bit more peace of mind. But anything involving your knees and things like that, I can't just not take that serious.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to. It's hard to know, man, because we can nitpick all this stuff, and it does feel like nitpicking, at least as far as performance goes, because the Grizzlies are in the last 15 games. That includes back to the All-Star break and a couple more before that. Grizzlies are 4th in the league in net rating. They're plus 6.6 points per 100 possessions. Only the Suns, the Celtics, and the Timberwolves. Timberwolves who've been playing really well. Grizzlies are 10-5 in their last 15, which is, that's a record. Only the Celtics are better. Celtics, Timberwolves, Suns are better in that. They're same as the Bucks, same as the Heat, Nuggets, all these teams like that. Warriors are 5-10 in that same stretch. The Grizzlies have gained 5 games on the Warriors in that same stretch of time. So it feels weird to be talking about that, but you have to bear in mind how easy the schedule has been. It has been an extremely simple schedule for the Grizzlies, and it will get significantly harder as things go on. So, that's where it's, I've always said, and this is one of my things I talk about with the Tigers a lot is, I think I'm more about the performance than I am, the result. You have to get wins and losses, and you have to win games and all that. But overall, over the course of an 82-game season, you're going to have some games where you play badly and win. You're going to have some games where you play well and lose. It's more about how are you playing? Like, what are you doing? Are you doing the stuff that you need to do? And if we judge from that standpoint, Grizzlies don't look quite right. They don't look. Yeah. They don't look like themselves.
They don't look like the fun bunch.
Yeah, they look.
The get along gang that we had a few weeks ago.
Yeah, but that said, I mean, they can just they could fire it right back up and be in good shape.
They could come out here tonight and blast the Nets, who is going to give you maximum effort because they're still trying to get in the playoffs or whatever.
Yeah, and I think for sure the Nets are going to give you maximum effort. They know this is a big game.
Kyrie's birthday is today, and
high profile game. I mean, remember John Morant's coming out party in some respect was his 3rd game of his career against Kyrie when he blocked Kyrie. So I mean, like it's a big time situation. And man, look, like I said, it feels strange to say this stuff, but I mean, you just have to call it like you see it. Look, if you look at who the Grizzlies have played, okay, in this stretch of time since the All-Star break, they lost to the Timberwolves, who are a good team, very good team. Like we said, playing the best. They lost to the Celtics, again, another elite team at this point. They lost to the Rockets, not an elite team. Lost to the Hawks, not an elite team. The teams they've beaten, they won in Chicago against the Bulls. Bulls can't beat anybody now. Bulls have fallen off the map. They are not what they were. Spurs, lottery team. Magic, lottery team. Pelicans, lottery team. Knicks, lottery team. Thunder, lottery team. Pacers, lottery team. Rockets, lottery team.
And that's just lottery.
Like
bottom of the barrel lottery. Plenty of balls going back
prior to that. Pelicans, again. Hornets, again, who are the best of the teams we've seen so far. Pistons, bottom of the barrel type team. And the Clippers, who are, not great without PG and Kawhi. Magic, Knicks. You got to go a long way back for the Grizzlies to get to quote unquote quality wins against full strength like team like the Nuggets, Jazz. That's back in you're going back into like mid-February.
When did they play the Bulls?
That was the Saturday after
The break.
Yeah, All-Star break.
Okay.
So I mean, you got to go back to late January when they beat the Jazz and John Moran had a triple-double and all that.
Maybe they're bored, Pete.
Maybe, but I don't see why they would be. It's the first time they're in this position.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't like LeBron, who's like, oh, okay, I got made the finals 10 straight years. I got I got 2 more months of basketball after this. I'm just, I mean, this isn't that. This is like when are you going to be second in the league again? This team, who knows what happens next year? Who knows what happens year after that? Like you have to take this opportunity when it's there. So I don't think it's boredom. I think I just don't think they're in sync. Part of that is,
do they look like the get-along game that they looked like a few weeks ago?
Not quite. No, not quite. I don't think there's chemistry issues like that, but I do think there's just maybe it's the spotlight being a little brighter. Maybe it's the pressure. The number one thing is clearly Ja's health, and it will be a reassurance to everybody if and when he comes back in the next game or two. The longer he stays out, because this one is suspicious. When he's out for this one, we thought, okay, load management. In the prior game, you thought, okay, it's he's had the quote unquote back thing. Whatever. Now it's like, okay, this is actually a thing. This is a real. This isn't like a BS injury. This is like an actual injury. Yeah. At this point, so reassurance on that front would be very, very needed.
Right.
And then,
because I don't want to hear that they're resting him thing. Like, no. Ja is not resting for this game.
No,
not this game.
There's nothing to there's no reason to rest him for this
There's
game.
something's going on that they're all concerned about.
Not coming off of, this is, they played on Sunday. They didn't play on yesterday. This isn't a back-to-back. This is quite a bit of time off.
Right.
And then this is a nationally televised game, with the biggest hype, the whole thing. He wouldn't miss this one.
Nah. And that's what bothers me, man. That's what makes me think.
For a legitimate thing.
Yeah. Then we hope it's not a major.
Yeah, and you hope it's just but that is a you think he would really, because he's fought through some stuff.
Yeah.
He's played hurt before. If they give him a little leeway when it comes to injuries, because he has shown himself to be a quick healer. So they give him a little leeway on this stuff. So that is a concern for sure. And then I want to talk about the Dillon stuff coming up later on.
Yeah, I got some.
Maybe after maybe the beginning of hour
theories.
2, we could talk about that,
Yeah.
because like I said, we're going to talk to John Gasaway next. John Rothstein in hour number 2. Plenty of college hoops, plenty of NBA, NFL as well, as we continue here from the Family Leisure Studios on a gloomy sort of afternoon. We're going to brighten it up for you on Grind Time, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56.98.5.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Do you want a greener, more weed-free lawn? If you're like me, you can't stand the sight of dandelions, clover, or especially crabgrass. Hi, I'm Brandon Hawley, president of Lawn Solutions. We are your locally owned and operated weed control and fertilization company. We are also experts in disease and insect control on your lawn and landscape. Our uniformed technicians are full-time, year-round licensed and certified by the state of Tennessee. Lawn Solutions' personalized service is far more superior to that of national companies that promise but simply cannot deliver. We return phone calls, we keep appointments, and we want your business. What we will not do is bother you with endless phone calls or junk mail. Lawn Solutions will not sell you something your lawn doesn't need. If you're looking for a local lawn care company to kill your weeds and feed your grass, then Lawn Solutions is the finest. Call us at 867-5626. That's 867-5626. Or go online at lawnsolutionsinc.net. From our family to yours, we want to thank you for your business.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions. If you have damage to your home and have your insurance carrier involved, you need a great contractor. You also need a team that has seen claims of all shapes and sizes, residential or commercial. After our inspection, we'll share our findings and give you our professional opinion. Some people say you get what you pay for. However, our opinion is free. Trust the name you can depend on, like the tens of thousands of families Brian and I have served over the past 20 years here in the Mid-South. Brian Elder Roofing. We'll measure your roof from outer space and share our team's experience for your property and claim. Repaired roofs, replacement roofs, big roofs, tiny roofs, insurance roofs, flat roofs, TPO roofs, asphalt roofs, tile roofs, slate roofs, metal roofs. If your roof needs some love, call me. 901-867-0303 for Brian Elder Roofing and Contracting.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Bellyacre's motto is City-Fied Farm Fresh. The goal is simple: provide a fun, unique farm-to-table experience for the whole family. Two great locations, Regalia at 6130 Poplar and in Overton Square at 2102 Trimble Place. Overton Square hours Sunday through Thursday 11A to 9P, Friday and Saturday 11A to 10P. Regalia Sunday through Thursday 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 10:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Signature burgers are made from 100% grass-fed beef. Sandwiches, salads, and the best milkshakes anywhere. The burgers, so good, like the Daria or the Double Daria, and the melt in your mouth. And you have to try the Voodoo Moo Moo. It is the quality brand the Bellyacres team has developed using grass-fed beef with creative homemade toppings in a fun farm setting right here in the city. The goal at Bellyacres, to become even more sustainable as they grow. In Overton Square and in Regalia, the very best quality available in Memphis, burger shakes and smiles at Bellyacres.
Welcome to Allstate, where we bring it all together. And bundling your home and auto is good, right? And it saves you up to 25%. It all comes together. Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click, call, or visit allstate.com to save today.
Bundled savings discounts will vary by state. Saving up to 25% is a countrywide average of savings off the home policy. Combining the multiple policy discount for having auto insurance with Allstate and the welcome discount savings at enrollment.
Get in the swing of things. Grab your friends, your clients, your employees, and go enjoy everything you love about Topgolf in a luxury suite while at Memphis' only Topgolf Swing Suite at Erling Jensen's Small Bites. Topgolf Swing Suite is an immersive social experience offering guests a luxury private lounge to enjoy Erling Jensen's extraordinary food and beverage service, all while playing a selection of games in a one-of-a-kind simulation bay. Topgolf Swing Suites are great for work outings, celebrations, or just getting together. It's fun for the whole family. It's fun for golfers and non-golfers alike. They have more than just golf. They have soccer, baseball, zombie dodgeball, football, and more. Located at 5069 Sanderlin, adjacent to the Doubletree East Memphis. Check us out at SwingSuiteMemphis.com or call us at 901-58-SWING. Again, that's 901-58-SWING at Memphis' only Topgolf Swing Suite at Erling Jensen's Small Bites. Book your suite today.
The Jeep Celebration event means huge savings at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike. 2021 Jeep Renegade Latitude, we Gossett at $369 a month. Need muscle in your life? 2022 Dodge Charger XST, $487 a month. 2022 Ram 1500 Tradesman Quad Cab, $529 a month. And 2021 Fiat 500X Pop, we Gossett at $359 a month. Plus, trade up and we'll give you more for your ride at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat. So drive past the rest and come to the best or shop online anytime at GossettMotorCars.net. If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motorcars.
All 75 months at 3.99, 3,500 down, must finance through Chrysler. Renegade, MPN 28108, MSRP 285. Charger, NH 126,525, MSRP 36,780, 1500, NS 148,242, MSRP 39,010. Pop, MP 944,748, MSRP 28,560. Includes all rebates and incentives. Excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 3/21/2022. Dealer stock only.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Hey. Trips that you plan for the next whole week. Bands too long for so cheap and your flex OD and sex OD. You got it, girl. You got
Let's talk about what we got going on.
You got it, girl.
It is a, it's always great talking to our good friend, John Gasaway, ESPN, ESPN.com, ESPN Plus. So many of his colleagues are here in Memphis covering the Grizzlies. John, why aren't you here? Why didn't you take the ESPN plane down here? Everyone, you got Woj, you got Stephen A., you got Zach Lowe, you got Malika Andrews, you got Jalen Rose. I mean, the plane was obviously fired up. Why didn't you jump on?
I know. You can't swing a cat in Memphis this week without hitting one of us ESPN types. I'll have to stow aboard next time.
Well, you're going to have to do that. But in the meantime, so before we talk about the upcoming Sweet 16 matchups and all that, let's talk Tigers. And it's such a strange season to try to characterize, John, because they had such weird lows and strange results and just a very odd beginning of the year. And then by the time it came to an end, sure, they lose in the round of 32, but that was a Final Four quality game in which they gave the best team in the country all they wanted and had 5 turnovers in the whole game. I mean, looked like a completely transformed squad. How do you characterize the whole season given all that?
I characterize the whole season as those first 20 minutes against Gonzaga. That's why it's so unfair to, if you look, I won't point any fingers at any Sweet 16 teams, but there are one or two that just, had their bracket just open up real sweet, and they're in the Sweet 16. And, Memphis is not a Sweet 16 team, but my God, that first 20 minutes against Gonzaga, I mean, just total domination. And they drew Gonzaga in the round of 32. Somebody has to, and it was Memphis, and they just smacked them in the mouth. It was just beautiful. Drew Timme looked lost. He was helpless. That was just that was the peak to me of Memphis basketball since maybe like the Tyreek Evans days. I mean, that was special.
John, when you saw that team, the Tiger team in that tournament, did you think that looked like the talent of a team that was a top 4 seed team in the country? Like if we could have started over this whole season, just eliminated everything that stood in our way, do you think that that team really could have been a much higher seed than a 9 seed?
In theory, yes, but in practice with Memphis, we know that we have to go through the November to January period where like people are exchanging gunfire and punches and glares, and just getting and yelling at each other. The drama is priced in with Memphis. And then somehow, it didn't get any, we talked about it here, the three of us, but nationally, it didn't get any notice. Memphis had the same thing happen last year. I mean, at a certain point in the season, it clicked, and they started playing really well. They almost made I was talking about them in Bubble Watch a year ago. Of course, they didn't make it, but, went all the way to the NIT title. Same exact trajectory this year, and I don't know what it is. I don't know why they can't do that from November, but if they did, that is a top 4 seed because obviously the talent is there. I mean, Bates, that everybody was yelling at, he was hitting threes against Gonzaga. I mean, what's not to love? It was an incredible performance.
It was quite a year, and we'll await what could be an interesting off season of departures and arrivals, and who knows how that all plays out. But when you compare Memphis to some of the other teams here locally, it frankly could have been a lot worse. Let's go across the state to my alma mater in Tennessee and dissect what happened to Rick Barnes again. And at some point, it's not a coincidence; it's a thing. And this was another example where he loses to an 11 seed. Michigan's playing better, but still, it's an 11 seed. And the nature of the loss didn't make adjustments. Offense went cold. How much of this do you put on bad luck, and how much of it is just, hey, this is a thing with Rick Barnes?
I put 100% of it on bad luck. I don't think it's a thing with Rick Barnes. He can't run. If he could run out there on the floor and shoot threes for his team, he would have done better than 2 of 18, which is what the Vols did. teams that shoot that well or not well have a tough time winning NCAA tournament games. It can be done. There's a couple Sweet 16 teams that have been terrible on their threes so far, but generally, if you just show me, if you lock me in a room and say you can't watch the games, but you just slide a piece of paper under the door and say here's how a team did on their threes, you can see who's winning and who's losing much of the time. And Tennessee was terrible.
John, we know that you are a big proponent of college basketball. Two of the biggest names as far as guys who could possibly leave or find somewhere else to play for the University of Memphis are easily Josh Minot and Imani Bates. If you were Coach Penny Hardaway, this would probably be your biggest recruiting pitch that you have to do. How would you sell coming back to the University of Memphis back for those two freshmen?
I would say that the momentum is here, and the round of 32 is the floor, and hop aboard. He's proven that he brings in talent. The pieces are going to be around you. We'll get this done, and Memphis is in the best place it's been in years, and what the reality is what these will come down to is are they happy? Minot and Bates, do they like it where they're at, and is this something they want to continue? But the truth of the matter is, just looking at it from the outside, if that is correct, if they are happy, if everything is the way they want it. It happens to be at a program that's in a great spot. So that was not always the case. Certainly wasn't the case when Penny got there. It is now, he's done the job. This is what Memphis wanted when they hired him, and he's delivered. So that's a good pitch to be able to make.
So you have all of that going on. Then, as we mentioned, with Tennessee struggling, Auburn losing, Alabama losing, Kentucky, oh my goodness, losing to St. Peter's. To me, John, looked spectacular. Like the offense they ran. I assume everything seems to be pointing towards Shaheen Holloway ending up at Seton Hall next year, which would be. I think great. He's the coach of the tournament. His team looks extremely well drilled. So all of that being said, I think you can make the case that Texas A&M would have been better than most of these teams. Texas A&M might have gone to the Sweet 16. I don't. The SEC. I'm staggered by what I saw from the SEC.
Yeah, Kentucky. That was a tough hand they were dealt. And lest we forget, they very easily could have won. It went to overtime. They needed one more free throw, and they would have won. And we'd still be yelling at them, saying, you won by 1 point against St. Pete, a 15 seed. But at least they'd be alive. That was, Sheboy had exactly the kind of game that you would expect. He was dominant. Didn't matter. St. Peter's had arguably their best game on offense of the season. And, they threw a matchup zone at Kentucky. And I always, I'm of an age where I can remember John Chaney at Temple, running the matchup zone and with players like, those guys. And like when Temple was good. And teams always hated playing Temple because they had this matchup zone. And I've always wondered, why doesn't somebody try that? And if you're ever going to try that, you're a 15 seed, you're playing Kentucky, roll it out there. And it worked. So, full credit to Shaheen Holloway. And I really, really assume and hope that, there's an understanding there between Seton Hall and him. Of course, he went there. Because if there's not, and they're waiting for him to lose, and then they go to him and he says, no, they're going to look really silly. I just hope that that's all done and delivered because he's certainly earned the opportunity.
John, Houston has looked better than expected in the tournament so far. I wrote them off pretty early. I thought they would have an early exit, but now that I see they're winning and the way they are winning, not really surprised. They're a hard-nosed team, plays hard defensively. well coached, of course. Do you think that the story ends here against Arizona this weekend, or could you see them possibly getting the upset over the top seed left in their bracket with Arizona?
Yeah, I did pick Houston to go to the Final Four. That's a matter of record. Part of that is just, frankly, was strategic, knowing that everybody in the world would pick Arizona, and that on paper the two teams are about as good. So I could get a cheap advantage by going with the Cougars. And then I felt like, man, I'm not sure that's going to work out. Arizona is looking great. And then I watched the TCU game, the last game of the round of 32, and I was sitting there watching that, and I was thinking, man, if this is Houston instead of TCU, they win this game easily. And no offense against Jamie Dixon's team, they played a fantastic game, but TCU is kind of Houston light. They crash the offensive glass. They play tough defense. Houston does those things, but even better. Arizona's going to have to step up its game, and I expect that to be like the contest of the night tomorrow night. I am really looking forward to that one because Arizona and Houston are just two of the best teams in the country. They happen to be meeting in the Sweet 16. That's neither here nor there. Best teams have to collide sometime, but it's happening a round or even two rounds earlier than it might with two teams as good.
What surprised you the most about the first weekend?
St. Peter's, definitely. The crash of the SEC. I thought, I've been on here all year raving about how good the SEC looks, how much I enjoyed watching them. So I certainly didn't expect Kentucky to be sitting at home. Didn't expect Auburn to be sitting at home. And then in game, what surprised me was this got buried already, but it was incredible in real time. It got buried because it didn't come to a successful conclusion. But the comeback that Baylor made against North Carolina was just astonishing to watch in real time, and they did force overtime. They were dead. They were absolutely gone, and people had given up, and then they came all the way back. Brady Manick was ejected from the game for an elbow, and from that point forward, the Bears came alive. It was a fantastic game that was part of a really, really solid first weekend that I enjoyed a great deal.
This whole season, we've talked so much about the bigs as far as the guys who are your NBA draft prospects. Two of the most exciting guards left in the Sweet 16 are Benny Mathurin, of course, and Jaden Ivey with Arizona and Purdue, respectively. Of those two guys, what do you kind of see? Who do you think could be the better pro prospect, and who do you see having a better rest of the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I would, if I'm a GM, I'll take, I'll say, Anthony, you can have first pick, and I'll be delighted.
Right, whoever left over, yeah. I'll take them. Those guys are incredible.
Those are two guys, man. Benny, Arizona's at home without him. I mean, they were gone. They were down 3. The possession at the end of regulation was disorganized, and he hit a deep 3. I love that we can now say, from the logo, because that March Madness logo they have practically goes to each free throw line. But I mean, it was a deep 3, and it was all net. He is the man. Him and Koloko. I don't know what anybody else from Arizona was doing that game, but I mean, give me those two guys. Speaking of bigs, and I'll win some games. And then Ivy, I've been raving around all year, and I'll say it again. Can't wait for him to get to the NBA so he can have the ball in his hands and stop passing it to Edey and Williams, and we can see what this guy can do, because he is just a visual delight, especially in the open court. He is. And that was cool. If anybody was watching the game, they showed his mom, who of course is the Notre Dame women's head coach. She was in a hotel at the tournament somewhere in Oklahoma, I think, watching him play, and he was hitting some big shots. That was great TV.
She was here. You remember that? She was the Grizzlies' assistant coach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was John Morant's first year. She was assistant coach here in Memphis. I think it's interesting, John, too, if you look kind of as a big picture situation, you see, like North Carolina, You mentioned the elbow, which I think we've seen some pretty egregiously bad officiating in some of these games. That was an example in my mind of one of those cases. They end up winning. We see Miami, making their way through, into the Sweet 16. Providence, who was, kind of derided right here as far as their, rankings and all that stuff, but they did what they had to do. They've made it into the tournament. I guess it just in Michigan as well, another team that was heavily derided for their position there in the Sweet 16. Does this just go to show that, again, it's dangerous to place too much emphasis on our priors going into the tournament because it's really, truly a individual and totally unique thing?
Yeah, our priors are overall pretty good. Since the field expanded, the one seeds do make the Sweet 16 85% of the time. We focus on the other 15% because it's just so fun and cool to look at. Wow, Baylor, look at that. Last year, oh my God, Illinois, what a duck of a game you played against Loyola 3 years ago or 4 years ago. I'm sorry, Virginia. What happened to UMBC? Xavier? Well, they shouldn't have been a one seed anyway. That's what we remember. We don't think of the other 85%. Providence, there's good reason. I love Ed Cooley. I love those players. They're like 50 years old, all of them. They're the oldest team left in the tournament. But it's also true they win a lot of close games. That's true. To get to the Sweet 16, they had to beat South Dakota State and Richmond. That's true. There's nothing wrong with saying these things happen. So, it's a mishmash of all that stuff, and that's why we love the tournament. It's just like, putting all of these chances in a big old tumbler, shaking it up and pouring it out. You don't know what you'll get, and it's different every time. This Sweet 16, the seeds are significantly weaker than the historical average. It's just that last year we set a record. It was so crazy. Mm-hmm. Not quite as crazy this year, but pretty wacky.
Does St. Peter's have a chance?
No, they've got no chance. Shaheen Holloway is a genius, but this is as far as this train can go. What's their offense? The number 200. Something it can. It's amazing, and full credit. Good on Doug Adert, the pride of Nutley, New Jersey. Did you see that? Getting an NIL deal with Buffalo Wild Wings. That is so great.
That's the way it should be. I'm telling you.
I love that, man. Like every
very poor man's Adam Morrison. I love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, every previous NCAA tournament player is like, that's so unfair.
Right. Imagine those guys had that opportunity.
That's right.
These guys who become famous for 4 minutes in March, they should be able to do that.
Man's gonna be eating wings on the bench. Checked out of games. He's gonna be prominently munching down on some wings.
Oh man.
Do you think, John, the test that Gonzaga received from Memphis was a stern one, and they passed it with a Bill Walton-esque second half from Timmy, who was just absolutely amazing. And they take on a gutty, gritty Arkansas team that just seems to kind of figure out ways to win. They can win ugly ones like they've won against New Mexico State. They can win scoring when they hit their baskets. Do you give the Hogs a chance, or is this one of those things that sometimes you see the overall number one seed kind of get a wake up call in the round of 32 and then start to beast through the field?
Yeah, I like Memphis's chances against Gonzaga. Like if we could get a rematch or they were playing a NBA series, I like Memphis's chances even after watching that second half more than I do Arkansas. And forget the seeds, just in terms of the way the teams pair up. I'll be interested to see what Arkansas does defensively. I got some size worries. It's tough when you throw, Holmgren and Timmy at most
you've got
teams.
A first-team All-American, best player in the country, right, and a probably number one overall pick in the draft next to each other. That's tough.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough.
And that's why I liked, Memphis's go-to combo, of Duran and DeAndre. They can handle that better than a lot of teams can. And I don't, Arkansas is a little undersized, and that's their shtick. They play tough defense and they're quick, but I'm just not sure that's going to work against a team that, on the one hand, has got good size, but with at least two guys. But on the other hand, Gonzaga loves to run. That was the other odd thing about the commentary during the game was the analyst kept saying this, Gonzaga needs to slow down, and I'm thinking, what are you saying? They love
take a timeout, Penny Hardaway. Take a timeout. Timeout. You don't need a three. Yeah, you do need a three. You don't need a three. Oh God, it's
thank you,
quick two. God, it's the worst.
I think it could well be a case where the one seed got the wake up call, and there'll be tough tests for Gonzaga to come, but I think they might face opponents that match up a little better down the road.
All right, last thing, John, plant your flag into the ground and give us the Final Four from here.
Oh, the Final Four?
I'm betting money on this. Whatever you say.
Oh, well, 3 of my Final Four are still alive. So,
Woo-hoo!
I'm
just saying, just replant your flag. I'm just just plan away, or change it if you want. But it's up to you. I don't care. Just let me know.
No, I've got Gonzaga winning it all, and I already said I got Houston. I got KU. So now I need a Kentucky replacement. I'll take Mr. Ivy and his Boilermakers going all the way to New Orleans.
Gonzaga, Purdue, Kansas, Houston. That is your Final Four from Mr. John Gassaway.
No, got to stick with what I said. Yeah,
absolutely. No, you got to do it. You got to do what you got to do. Great stuff. I'm just hoping against hope that we can sneak a little Duke, North Carolina national semifinal. Yeah. That would be amazing, and not out of the realm of possibility the way the Carolinas play, or Duke for that matter. John, thank you. Appreciate it. We're going to talk national championship and Final Four and stuff next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Anthony.
All right, John.
John Gassaway joining us. We'll come back and continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56.98.5.
You have opinions?
Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad.
We want to hear them. Call or text us on the AutoZone listener line at 360-8255. That's the AutoZone listener line at 901-360-8255.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at triumphautosales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. Roofing and siding, gutters too. We're the pros you can trust to get it done right. Call on us. 5-Ash Roofing, the name to know. 5-Ash Roofing, the only way to go. 5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. 5-Ash Roofing.
Is that not the corniest thing you've ever heard? Can you believe I paid good money for that silly jingle? Well, the experts say make it memorable, and I think I got my money's worth. 5-Ash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. 5-Ash Roofing, 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Sure, this spot for Sweetgrass Next Door in Cooper Young could be all about March Madness. With all the high-def TVs, all tuned to the games you want to watch, it would make sense to spend this whole time talking about enjoying college basketball at Sweetgrass Next Door. But there's so much more to the place. It would be a shame to dwell on just that. This is the perfect neighborhood bar with great food, great drinks, and most importantly, great people. If you want to go to some out-of-control chain to watch games, that's your choice. But if you want to be in a place where you'll feel comfortable and see the games, it's Sweetgrass Next Door in the heart of Cooper Young. That's the place for you.
I'm Jason Horowitz with a March Madness update, sponsored by Geico. Regional round action ramps up tomorrow for the men's tournament and on Friday for the women. And both have some great matchups to get the weekend started. For the men, 3 of last year's Final Four teams are still alive, and 2 of them return to action tomorrow, with Gonzaga meeting Arkansas and Houston taking on Arizona. Hear Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA basketball tournament right here.
Geico presents Motorcycle Sounds. If you hear this, and within 15 seconds, you already know that it's a 6-speed cruiser with a wheelbase of 120 inches, a V-twin 2-cylinder engine with a max torque of 110 foot-pounds, a bright yellow body, black upholstery, chromed-out wheels, a nice clean fairing, and a big dresser in the back ready to tour, well, then you probably ride a motorcycle. So you probably know that Geico could save you even more when you bundle motorcycle with your home or car insurance. Geico Motorcycle. Save even more when you bundle.
Tired of waiting on your sportsbook? Waiting for deposits and withdrawals? No more waiting with Action 24/7. We're cutting out the middleman. Deposit or withdrawal in cash. Action 24/7 has more than 100 partners in Tennessee for cash deposits and withdrawals. Visit action247.com for a location. Cash deposits and withdrawals from your Tennessee sportsbook. Action247.com. You got action.
Must be 21 or older and in Tennessee. For problem gambling support, call 800-889-9789.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkham for Sunrise Chevy. Good news for new and used car and truck buyers. The Sunrise Chevy Ranch has a great selection of new and used cars and trucks, and Sunrise specializes in low monthly payments and secondary financing. At sunrisememphis.com, you can select your vehicle, get your trade appraised, arrange financing and delivery. We'll deliver right to your doorstep, inspected and ready to go, no matter what your past credit. Sunrise wants to get you financed. Immediate financing with next to nothing down. Need body or service work? Bring it to Sunrise or schedule an appointment online. Find new roads to Sunrise Chevy, 385 in Houston, Levy, Collierville.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Singh.
Saving my time for you.
I'm getting amped up over here, Peter. I feel the toxic energy coming through this song right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, man. I feel like I can pull Liga Andrews out and listen to some of that, man.
Cause my life for you.
I'll make you feel old after
What he
the
say?
break. I'm gonna let you have this.
I don't know how long, girl.
Mike Malone and the Nuggets reached a multi-year contract extension. Mike Malone's done a good job with the Nuggets. Third in history of the franchise with 309 victories, trailing Doug Moe and George Karl.
Shout out to Doug Moe. Hadn't heard that name.
He's, Malone gets along with Nikola Jokic, which is good. That's, you obviously have to do that with that dude. So there you go. Congratulations to them. We were talking about it during the break. I think ultimately in the NBA, it's all about fit, and he's a good fit with that organization.
Just if guys like you, you can win.
I don't think that there's. I mean, honestly, I don't think there's bad X's and O's coaches really left in the NBA. Maybe a couple, but most of these guys know their business. It's just a matter of how do you get along and all that. So I don't think there's a huge amount of difference in a lot of these guys. I think it's kind of just 6 of one, half dozen the other.
Yeah, I agree.
What did you make of the Zion Williamson clip posted?
Man, it just fell apart laughing over it.
Because he saw Dylan what Dylan did. He said, I'm coming.
What do you make of Zion's video that he posted yesterday on his Instagram of the between the legs dunk?
It was really entertaining because they were playing. I guess which just speaks to the poverty of the Pelicans, man. Why are y'all playing on a rubber composite court?
Did you see that, Jim?
Well, I was gonna say
what?
Very clearly the floor
It gave back.
It's like a bounce. It's like a little trampoline or something.
What?
Like you said,
Boys club.
Yeah, they got that all.
Yeah, like what?
Boys and girls club.
Boys and girls, because I don't know what can say.
Like what in the it's just wow.
Yeah, that's poverty, bro. That's a poverty franchise.
That's crazy.
He did that to show you why he wants to leave.
That's why the man feet broke. Look at him playing though. But that man on some hardwood, man. What are y'all doing, Pelican? You saw it it literally looked like a trampoline. Like, man.
Yeah, I mean, if he can't play on a regular court at this point,
yeah. No, I'm saying that looks like that's their practice court, right?
No, I don't. That can't be.
It had
Pelican
stuff everywhere.
It had to.
Go look at the real practice court. They can't practice on a.
Go look at that video. There's Pelican stuff in the background.
You can put Pelican stuff in the background of other places.
So you think he's in some auxiliary court?
Some auxiliary
I hope that's not the Pelicans' actual practice
court.
like
for the junior Pelicans to go out there and do it, run around. I mean, it's
made out of donated used shoes.
Yeah, exactly. Like on the playground, it's oh man, that's kind of fun. I like this. Like spring on this.
Yeah, man, it's waterproof.
When I take my kids to the playground, I'm like, oh man, this is good. Like I can kind of run on this. This is nice for my knees. Feels
save
good.
my knees
right here. Yeah, okay.
But you'll need to be jumping and dunking on it. And hey, I'm happy for Zion, though, man. All jokes aside,
I hope it works out.
I'm super happy for him. Let's get it, Zion.
That's I hope it works out for him. I really do. Consider me a little skeptical that it's gonna work out.
Man, when I saw that man get off the ground, man, I'm pretty convinced that he'll be all right.
He's gonna be all right.
I think so.
I'm not convinced of that yet. He got off the ground with some help from a
trampoline court
and all that, so it's fine. It's
hilarious.
Fine. It's fine. It's fine. Hour number 2 on the way. We're going to talk about Dylan. We're going to talk about the Grizzlies. We got John Rothstein coming up in hour number 2 as well. Stick around on Grind Time.
The Family Leisure family is growing, and they want you to help them grow even more. Family Leisure is now hiring for multiple positions. They're looking for self-motivated, goal-oriented people to come and join their family. Some of the positions include sales for swimming pools, hot tubs, and patio furniture. There's sales and associates for chemicals. Parts and service department associates are needed. Service technicians, you got to have a valid driver's license, and cashiers are needed too. Family Leisure is also looking to add to their installation crews for building above-ground pools. Send your resume to Family Leisure now, 2120 Whitten Road, Memphis, Tennessee, 38133, or email memphis@familyleisure.com. You can also call 901-371-9090. So come and join the family at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun and you all come together.
Found a great new restaurant in Horn Lake, Mississippi, Mr. Q's Sloppy Joe's on Highway 51, Horn Lake, Mississippi. Bring back those childhood memories from homemade Sloppy Joe's to mouth-watering cheeseburgers, spicy or regular fries, chicken tenders, chicken wings, jumbo hot dogs. Just a little secret, Sloppy Joe's has got that nachos cheese on it. On fire, delicious. Fried catfish that melts in your mouth. Light batter too, even homemade lemon cake. Check us out. Don't forget Q's Sloppy Joe's. Daily breakfast from 7A to 10A. Try Q's Big Breakfast. 3 homemade gigantic pancakes, 3 meats, 3 eggs for $10.75. Generous portions. Come hungry. Mr. Q's Sloppy Joe's, 5441 Highway 51. Just 20 minutes from Memphis. Can't miss it. Beautiful old brick house. Mr. Q's Sloppy Joe's, 5441 Highway 51, Horn Lake, Mississippi.
Visit Frontier Western Store today for new shirts, boots, and more. Frontier continues to add new items in their women's boutique. Flare jeans and pants are in, and Frontier is fully stocked. There are daily arrivals with thousands of on-trend tops as well, all at amazing prices. And guys, Frontier's your #1 Carhartt store. No one has a larger selection of everyday fits and workwear by Carhartt. Wrangler and area clothing available too. Have you seen Frontier's remodeled and expanded world-famous boots showroom? Now there are even more dress and work boots in stock. There are over 1,000 pair of Ariat boots and thousands more by Dan Post, Corral, Durango, Rocky, and Twisted X. Frontier recently added Hey Dude shoes with lots more on the way. As if the selection isn't reason enough, Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores. So when you're ready for your next pair, you know just the local shop to visit. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
Barks now offers you just about everything you need for your furry family member. Daycare, luxury boarding, award-winning grooming, veterinary checkups, diagnostic services including digital x-ray, fluoroscopy and ultrasound, complete dental service, vaccinations, preventative care for fleas, ticks, and heartworms, and just about any needed surgical treatment. And did I mention that we treat cats and all types of exotic pets? We are the newest member of the Barks family and the newest, most high-tech veterinary hospital in the Mid-South. Located directly across the street from Barks and Recreation, we are a full-service hospital with a fantastic, experienced staff. If you're having problems getting a timely appointment at your current vet's facility, we are here to serve you. Call us at 901-979-8888. Barks and Medication. Excellence in veterinary care.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss Sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56, 560 AM and 98.5 FM. Your Mid-South Sports Station.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Yeah. Kept the gallery open till
There you go, dear. Keep feeding that energy. There you go. I was going to stay at home tonight, man.
How you gonna stay at home talking about all this that you talked about?
Just felt kind of down, man. My confidence was kind of drifting a little bit. What? Darren to pick me back up, man.
How's your confidence drifting?
Confidence wavering.
How's that gonna happen?
It just happens sometimes.
Come on, man.
Sometimes I need that champagne poppy, man. I need that need Lord Drake to boost me up sometimes. Way to your end.
Can I make you feel old? Let you know that you don't have a chance tonight.
Man, that's the biggest hater I've ever seen.
I just want to.
Hold on, bro. You a little post-so baby. You a little 48 baby. Got a little candy in your pocket.
Peter, when the show ended yesterday, these songs just started
coming in.
I said he's about to do a concert.
Hey, that's fine.
On the side. No, you probably courtside. Side, baby. I know you probably courtside, Malik. So I'm singing. Come on now.
All right. Now, Martin on the AutoZone listener line texts in and says that's the same, the court that Zion was using was the same court we had at Havenview Junior High. That's correct.
Hey, and I just re-looked at that video, guys. That seemingly is their practice facility. Because if you look on the other court, that other court is painted Pelicans too as well.
You can't paint courts.
Won't bow down. Look, Pete. I mean, look at it.
That's their Pelicans.
That's their gymnasium. That's their practice facility.
That ain't no community center, bro. They just got a ghetto floor in their joint. They just got a cheap shoe sole recycled shoe court in their joint.
There's no way. No.
That has to be it. Look at it. It's too nice to kind of be boys and girls club.
That's a boys and girls club.
That's not a boys and girls club.
That's a boys and girls club.
All right.
It's a boys and girls club.
That nice?
It looks nice.
It's a nice boys and girls
club.
With a cheap court.
All right, y'all. Budget's over. We still got a whole court to make. Crap. Just bring it up.
I'm looking at photos here. Look, this is a practice
court. I
got wood. See, that's a wood practice court.
And it's old, man. They didn't remodel it.
They didn't remodel it with.
If you look at the ceiling, you also notice
that's a wood court.
But look, there's not a single light bulb out either. Like, not a single light bulb out in the ceiling. So, hey, it's a well-maintained
Well, what
place.
is that then, Peter? Where are they?
I told you there's some
Zion's house.
Zion's kids. It's the Zion Kids organization.
Oh man.
All right.
It look like the court Pastor Munger got. That's probably Pastor Munger's court. I don't think. I think that's Pastor Munger's court, man.
Zion opened his facility down the street. Yeah, that's
yeah.
Oh man,
I'm just telling you, there's no way that's their.
Because when a guy asked me about it, he said the floor looks really strange. Look at his feet when he lands and when he takes off. I was like, man, they're playing on composite. But anyway.
Maybe he's just 315. Yeah.
But why wouldn't he be in their regular practice facility?
I don't know.
Peter, that's their.
I'm telling you, there's a whole conspiracy theory.
Peter, I'm telling you.
You want to go into the conspiracy theory? Here we go. Let's get the conspiracy theory.
Maybe they're lying about him being in New Orleans, and it's actually somewhere in Oregon. They doctored to make it look like a Pelicans facility.
Phil Knight did it.
Yeah, Phil Knight just, all right, let's just remake this place. Because Nike makes those courts. Nike makes those composite courts. Yeah, but that's what happened. That's what we're going with. Man's playing on a Rubbermaid court.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You can't. Is that a real basketball? Or is that one of those dodgeball painted orange?
A Nerf ball. Let me find out he's on an 8-foot rim.
Yeah. You know, one of those all-purpose balls you used to play foursquare, dodgeball, basketball, any kickball, whatever.
Kickball, everything.
They just play get a ball.
All purpose.
Soccer.
Those are the dopest balls in the world.
Yeah, man. They just like rubber.
It bounces right off your head.
Whatever you want to
do.
But
it's got the weight and durability to actually play real sports with it. But it's not like it's heavy. They won't knock you out if it hits you. Hit you in the head, you'll be fine.
Bam, you throw it in there.
Yeah, it kicks well.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, man, just an amazing ball.
What if he's in the metaverse? What if this is all fake?
Video.
This is all
NBA
fake?
2K23 we're looking at.
I mean, people are like, "Oh, it's incredible dunk." Like it's not. It's just it's a solid dunk.
But man, for a man that was looking like he was on a nacho, on a Dorito and Mountain Dew binge, that is an impressive dunk. Come on, let's be for real. gotta keep things in perspective, man.
All right, so anyway, let's our friend Pearl, One Pretty Pearl says we acting like Smoothie King itself is top notch.
It is terrible.
I mean, I agreed. I mean, it wouldn't have shocked me if they played with a composite floor too. But you know, nonetheless, I'm just saying.
I'm gonna hit up my people in New Orleans who are fans and ask them, man, y'all playing on?
Somebody geolocate that Instagram.
Right.
Where was that? Get the tag on that. Let's get the geolocation. All right, let's start. Let me talk about somebody else who's been injured for a while and now is actually coming back and playing, and that somebody is Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks returned to the Grizzlies lineup straight away to the starting lineup, and you know, it's okay, I guess, right?
Yeah, been fine. He's had one 20-point game.
What do you do? What do you do with the Dillon Brooks situation? Because to me, he looks. I don't know. I guess I'm somewhat biased here because I'm a fan of Dillon Brooks to an extent, but not to the extent that most people seem to be.
Yeah,
I think there are significant limitations that can slow his ability to be the guy that everyone wants him to be. You know, to me, Desmond Bane zoomed right past him on the pecking order while he was gone and hadn't looked back.
Mm-hmm.
Dillon is your fourth or fifth most important guy right now.
Yeah, that's the guy I said it too.
In terms of just the future of your franchise, all that stuff. Like
mm-hmm.
he's down the list as far as I'm concerned. Do you think Dillon is quote unquote back? Is he going to be a net positive? Is he going to get it together? What do you make of bringing Dillon back into the mix?
Me and you both were big proponents of Dillon coming back as a sixth man. I just think it would work a lot better. Like, there's no such thing as Dillon having a good game that's not against the grain of what they do. Mm-hmm. Anything Dillon does is against the flow of how they like to win games, how they like to play. It's kind of like JV. JV could have monster games.
Mm-hmm.
Grizzlies may win, but it wasn't in the way that the Grizzlies want to play basketball. The Grizzlies, their Grizzlies basketball is open lanes, getting to the basket, floaters, open three-pointers, those type of things. And it's not a lot of ISO stuff, but they do open up those lanes for Ja to get to the basket. But it's not really for what Dillon does in ISO and what Ja does in ISO are two totally different things. I mean, Dillon's priority number one is scoring. Priority number two, scoring. Number three, scoring. You know what I mean? With Ja is, score, pass, score, depends on the flow. So, like I said, whenever Dillon goes off, it's not really reflective of how they really like to play basketball. So, him getting his and having a good game can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing too. And I got some hypotheticals I'm gonna throw out. I'm gonna be pot stirrer saying for a minute.
Okay, I like it.
I'm gonna talk about some facts. Then we're gonna talk about some unknowns, and I'm gonna put two and two together. I'm just gonna make a wild assumption, not based on any intel. We know for a fact that the whole should Dillon come off the bench thing came up in conversation. That's documented. Mm-hmm. They came out of Taylor Jenkins' mouth. Do you believe Taylor Jenkins made that decision alone? could make that decision.
I don't think they make any.
I don't think they do anything wrong. We know they don't make any decision wrong. Like, we know that it's the conversations between him, front office, they meet, they're very transparent, they're all to get along gang. We all know that. There's nothing that they do that just happens. So we saw Taylor Jenkins say, yeah, we're throwing it around. We were thinking about it. He's been gone for a while. We'll see. And then we didn't hear anything else from it. We just saw that Dillon was starting. We've got all the reasons why we could see why he would come off the bench. But that it never was discussed again. We just saw that Dillon was starting. Mm-hmm. One thing could be, hey, Dillon's our best defender. You know what I mean? We want him to start, play against the best guys on the other team. That could be a reason why they said, hey, we're going to start Dillon. Another reason could have been that Dillon might not have been down for coming off the bench. And I don't think we've really explored that. But the thing I'll say is, if I were to take a guess, I would guess that Dillon wanted no part of coming off the bench. And I think that he verbalized that to all parties involved.
Made it very clear.
Right. I believe that's to his teammates, to his coaching staff, to his front office.
To his mama and everybody.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I think that if that happened, I don't think that's the secret. I think if Dillon came out and said, nah, man, not your boy, not DB, not the villain. You know what I mean? I believe if that happened, everyone knows that happened. And I believe that if something like that happened, mm-hmm. you kind of get this weird result where it's like, all right, man, we ain't the get along gang no more like I thought we were. Because like I talked about when we around the trade deadline, we was like, well, no, don't trade nobody because we're the get along gang. We love each other. It's like, yeah, that can change overnight. When it's time to sign new contracts for guys, it can get squirrely. You know what I mean? That whole get along gang thing can end. And I'm just saying, when I look at a team and I say, hey, that don't look like the get along gang no more, then I'm going to start searching in my mind, what happened? Mm-hmm. Now, am I digging? Yes. Am I stirring the pot? Yes. Because ain't none of this true that I know of. This is just how
tribal chief.
This is just the tribal chief speaking to the people. This is what it looks like to me. I don't share a gym with these guys. I don't go to practice. You know what I mean? We're not ESPN employees, so we just can't. They're not going to schedule a practice because we say we're in town. So we don't get to see these guys. We talk to them in a Zoom call. What y'all see on the YouTube is what, you know, it's the same thing we get. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Hey, I got one quick question.
I'm not CJ Hurt walking around sharing the bathroom with y'all and none of that.
I got one quick question for you. So you were speaking of contracts. Was Dillon the highest paid player on the Grizzlies team prior to Jaren getting his contract?
No, Steven Adams.
Steven Adams was? Mm. Okay. Before Steven, like even what about when Valanciunas was here?
I want to say JV.
Well, my question is, was Dillon ever the highest paid Grizzly?
No. JV was getting paid more.
JV was higher than him?
Much higher. Much higher.
Dillon's contract ain't that bad at all.
No, that's not about it.
But Dillon's trying to get another one. Because he's up, what, in 2 years?
We'll see. Yeah, 2 years, I believe.
And I can recall, because there are certain things, Anthony Desane, Grizz mega fan, like as far as paying attention to stuff and finding things I can use to dig up dirt later. I remember an interview when Dillon Brooks said that, yeah, you know, the OG, Jay Crowder, he taught me, get yours while you can, because I remember hearing the man say that. You remember that?
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's no question. Like, he'd be wise to do that.
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
You know, I don't know. I can't speculate on, like, you know.
I'm totally speculating. Yeah. I don't want y'all to think that I know nothing and I'm like trying to, like, hey, this is what it looks like to me, man. The chemistry don't look right.
It looks a little weird. I have to say, it looks a little bit off, a little bit weird. You know, in that
I ain't seen no team picks in a minute.
That stuff could change. That's a good point.
Last time we took a team pick.
Yeah.
When have y'all ever seen Dillon involved in any of that stuff, really?
Will it speak to you highly of what you're saying if they get blown out totally tonight?
Man,
like thrashed, because they don't get thrashed without Ja.
Well, then you could just say, well, you know, we didn't have Ja. That'll be.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't think it speaks to what you're saying?
I think everything I've seen over the last few weeks speaks to what I'm saying. It just ain't right, man. When last time you seen a team photo?
Man said a team photo.
When last time you seen Jaren falling in the baseline because somebody dunked or jumping with somebody dunking? Something ain't right, man. Like, if I was to guess what ain't right, I would say something with that Dillon situation didn't go as smooth as it could have been.
Don't do it, Dillon.
Because I can see them being like, hey,
it seemed
Dylan.
like it took a long time for Dylan to come back, too.
Yeah.
Longer than it probably should have.
I can see a situation where they're like, hey, Dylan, what you think about coming to the bench? I don't.
I don't.
I don't at all. Next.
I don't.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. These things are always. It's very hard to know unless you're in there.
Same dude, Peter. Hold on, I hate to cut you off. Same dude. Well, I just try to get going, and just then it's Ja, then Jaren, starting off with me. Like that happened, man. This came out the man's mouth.
The big three, of course.
What do you think about coming off the bench? I don't.
He was like, I think we're like the big three. Well, I'm LeBron, Ja is Dwayne Wade, and Jaren is. That happened, bro. This came out Dylan's mouth.
I know.
So if there was how do you feel about coming out the bench conversation? I can pretty much predict how that worked out.
Dylan says, how do you feel about someone coaching
your
team?
I don't care.
No. How about that?
Like seriously, man.
How about
feel like another owner on it?
Now, y'all know I rock with Dylan, man.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Y'all know I rock with Dylan, but we all know how Dylan gets down.
What are we gonna do with Dylan Brooks and Imani Bates, man? What are we gonna do, man?
This is the thing. Like he's. I'm speaking strictly from a fit standpoint and all that. I still think it's a little bit of an awkward fit, and that will have to kind of resolve itself over the next little bit, especially when Ja is out there. Because I feel I said it earlier in the year, and I stick with it. I think, to me, Dylan was this team's training wheels to a large extent. Like, he helped to get them going. He helped to give them some stability. He helped to get them through some rough patches when his shot making and his ability just to kind of get his own offense and get going, get hot. Sometimes was really beneficial, and his attitude. When a team was young and maybe they weren't quite sure of themselves, and he just was naturally super confident. And he comes in and gives them a little bit of a swagger that they might not have had right out of the gate. Okay, yeah, cool. Hey, awesome. But at some point, you take the training wheels off. At some point, you can't go as fast with those training wheels on as you do with them off. And that's where I just wonder. That process of taking the training wheels off can be hard. And I know that from my two kids learning how to ride their bikes. It's been tough. To get them to do that. So that is a hard process. But I do think that if you look at the way this team spaces and the way they move and the way that they operate, I don't know. I think you got to think long and hard about what you look like with Dylan and what kind of shots you're getting and what kind of offense you have, and the individual defense. Does that make up for that? Because it's not as if the Grizzlies were a bad defensive team prior to coming back. So
second best team in the league. Before Dylan, even without Dylan at all. And I'm gonna say something to your point, man, because I'm really glad you said what you said, because it made me think about something else. You remember in the bubble when like Dylan was just being like toxic on the court, like he's just doing whatever he wants to do on the court, and we were just sitting back losing. And I was saying things like, well, that's cool, but that's on Ja too, because Ja's the point guard. Ja's got the ball in his hands. He's got to be the guy who's verbal and gets and tells Dylan, nah, man, you doing too much or whatever. That was 19-year-old Ja. That was 3 years ago. This is 22-year-old Ja. So if Dylan's being Dylan, it may not hit the same now. Matter of fact, it ain't hitting the same. Because Ja's like, nah, man, you this MVP candidate, all-star starter. Next Allen Iverson. Like, I'm not a kid no more. Like, you're not going to, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, bro, something ain't right.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Shout out to there's good ways and bad ways to do this whole ESPN in town thing. Okay, let's start with the good way. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith, who went over to Southwind High School this morning and spoke to the students about leadership and about achieving and all that stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's what you do.
And the bad?
Stephen A's Stephen A. The bad is Richard Jefferson saying, I can't wait to get the hell out of Memphis. I got a 4:30 flight. I'd be on the 3:55 flight if I could.
Hater. He said that for real? I haven't watched any of this stuff. Like, I I'm glad to hear it, but I don't really have to be a part of it to be,
We'll come back with John Rothstein, who joins us at 2:30 as we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 98.5.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows. Stay up to date with station events and have chances to win prizes from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
If you have damage to your home and have your insurance carrier involved, you need a great contractor. You also need a team that has seen claims of all shapes and sizes, residential or commercial. After our inspection, we'll share our findings and give you our professional opinion. Some people say you get what you pay for. However, our opinion is free. Trust the name you can depend on, like the tens of thousands of families Brian and I have served over the past 20 years here in the Mid-South. Brian Elder Roofing. We'll measure your roof from outer space and share our team's experience for your property and claim. Repaired roofs, replacement roofs, big roofs, tiny roofs, insurance roofs, flat roofs, TPO roofs, asphalt roofs, tile roofs, slate roofs, metal roofs. If your roof needs some love, call me. 901-867-0303 for Brian Elder Roofing and Contracting.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Hey, Gabe.
Hey, Beep couldn't be here, so I'm stepping in to sell some Central Barbecue.
Wait, what?
I am NKOTB at CCB.
Huh?
It means I'm the new kid on the block.
I know what it means. Are you saying you're happy to do a Central Barbecue commercial?
Super psyched. I love Central Barbecue.
Well, we all love Central Barbecue, Pete included, but he doesn't seem to enjoy doing Central Barbecue commercials.
Well, I do. I'm Pete 2.0.
What is happening?
Maybe we could come up with a new jingle for Central Barbecue.
Well, we got to get Pete back. This just feels weird.
Central Barbecue, yeah.
Are you ready for the Gossett Mitsubishi Spring Sales Event? It's on at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. Need 41 MPG highway with gas prices that keep soaring? We got you covered in 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage G4. $189 a month or $14,999. 5 seats, 27 MPG combined. 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. $299 a month or $23,037. Plus, redesigned 2022 Outlander with 7-passenger seating and 27 MPG combined. $359 a month or $26,998. And get our stellar 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Gossett got it at Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 72 months, 500 military rebate, G4, NHF 03943, MSRP 16985, Sport, NU 06786, MSRP 25407, Outlander, NZO 6388, MSRP 292, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 2/28/22, dealer stock only.
You don't think about a lawyer until something goes wrong. When that happens, let attorney Stephen Leffler fight for you and your family. You don't leave the house in the morning expecting an accident, but it happens every day. A car wreck, you slip and fall, or you get accused of a crime and find yourself fighting for your reputation. Stephen Leffler has been fighting for you for over 35 years. Don't do it alone. Let Stephen Leffler fight your battles for you. Call Stephen Leffler, 901-527-8830, or go to LefflerLaw.com. Here to fight for you and your loved ones.
Welcome to Allstate, where we bring it all together. And bundling your home and auto is good, right? And it saves you up to 25%. It all comes together. Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click, call, or visit allstate.com to save today.
Bundled savings discounts will vary by state. Saving up to 25% is a countrywide average of savings off the home policy. Combining the multiple policy discount for having auto insurance with Allstate and the welcome discount savings at enrollment.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Of course, we have everything you need for that big brake job. Right now, you can save 15% when you buy any Duralast brake pads and any 2 Duralast rotors. It's a great way to save while you take on the full job. Oh, and here's a tip for you. Go for a nice, easy drive after you finish the job. It'll help you break in your new brakes. For more tips, visit AutoZone.com/DIY. Restrictions apply.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
I need some company. I need some company.
Back with you here. Grind Time, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 98.5 FM. Thrilled to welcome to the program now as we talk about the NCAA men's basketball tournament. John Rothstein, CBS Sports NCAA expert. and somebody who maybe can help explain some things about what happened with the University of Memphis and what's going to happen from here on out. John joins us now. Hey, John, how are you?
Good, guys. Great to be with you.
Thanks so much for joining us, John. Before we get too deep into a whole bunch of other stuff, what, from your perspective, looking in on the Tigers this year, the University of Memphis, a very much an up and down season. Started with the down, finished on a high note with a really, really strong performance and a loss to Gonzaga. How do you assess Penny Hardaway and the Tigers this year?
I think the big thing you need to look at is they got over a hurdle. They got to the NCAA tournament and they won a game. I think for all the criticism and the scrutiny that Penny Hardaway has endured, you got to give him credit for obviously doing a good job and recalibrating, his roster and recalibrating his team. I mean, guys, here's the bottom line. I believe this is the correct stat. When DeAndre Williams plays for Memphis over the last few years, their record is 35-11. When he has been in the lineup, this is a team that's winning the majority of its games. And when Memphis was whole, they were a team like we saw that could be a force in the NCAA tournament, and we saw that.
John, the moving on from there, the Gonzaga, a lot of times we see that number one seed get that tough second round battle. It's been a kind of a common thing, and then sort of move on and kind of get their second wind. Does Arkansas present a team that matches up well for Gonzaga in terms of their lack of size? Is that a matchup that Gonzaga will be able to take care of?
Well, I look at it like this. I got to be honest with you. I look at it and I'm looking and, I'm seeing the dynamic there. And I think any team that's going to be able to beat Gonzaga has to be able to go over the top of the defense. That's what we saw, from Alabama in December. Mm-hmm. That's what we saw the Crimson Tide able to do. They were able to make enough shots to kind of go over the top of Holmgren and Timmy. And that's not to say that, Gonzaga can't lose another way, but I think that that's what you're going to see in terms of the best formula to beat Gonzaga, because they're so physically imposing in the middle of the floor. They're so physically imposing at the front of the rim. You're going to have to get people who can score the basketball by kind of facing up at the basket.
John, when you look at the performance that Drew Timme had against Memphis, we live in a time where, because of highlights are so readily available, you have so much stuff coming at you at one time that you kind of forget. You kind of forget how big certain moments are. How big was that second half performance that he had against Memphis? We were joking about the whole, because some of us either saw or we remember or we were told about the Bill Walton time when UCLA beat Memphis. How would you rank that Drew Timme performance from last weekend?
I mean, I would say that, Drew Timme put on a performance where he was pretty much, carrying Gonzaga on each and every possession. I mean, in the second half, he looked like Kevin McHale with how well he was playing.
Right.
So I thought that, that kind of opened things up for everybody else. But, guys, I firmly believe that, it's Andrew Nembhard that's going to, control the ceiling for the team. And Gonzaga also hasn't gotten, great mileage at a Julian Strawther. I'm looking over my numbers earlier today, guys. He is 0 of 9 from three-point range in the NCAA tournament. He is 4 of 16 from the field, averaging just 4.5 points in his first two games. For Gonzaga to kind of unlock this run right now, he needs to have more of a Julian Strawther.
Let me ask you this, John. You obviously, in your capacity, man, you talk to so many of these coaches, so many of these folks in the business. And I'm watching last week, and I'm just kind of thinking to myself, like, you see John Calipari and a glittering resume, and he gets ousted by St. Peter's in a remarkable performance by the Peacocks, who, great Sweet 16 story. Rick Barnes, notably, continues to struggle in the tournament and had a great season at Tennessee, but that season cut short. With the college basketball realm being decided so much in your career and your perception being decided so much by one game, one half. Talking to these guys, how do they deal with, how do you judge? How do you truly judge good coaching, good team, based on the fact that you can have one bad half and there goes your season?
I mean, the NCAA tournament can make a mediocre season great and a great season mediocre. And guys, look at UCLA last year. They lost their best returning player, Chris Smith, to a torn ACL. Their starting center, Jalen Hill, pretty much quit the team in February. And their best incoming recruit, Dacian Nick, never made it to campus. And UCLA goes to a Final Four. I mean, it changed Mick Cronin's legacy forever.
Yep.
Look at Shaka Smart 11 years ago. has a team that doesn't look like it's ready to be in the NCAA tournament, makes the first four, goes to the Final Four. Guys, Shaka Smart hasn't been to the second weekend of the NCAA tournament since.
No.
I mean, so again, it's a double-edged sword.
A month ago, Juwan Howard is basically a pariah in some circles, and now he's right back. Michigan's in the Sweet 16 and looking great. So
exactly, no, exactly, and another thing too, which we kind of have to obviously own, which I think part of this is look at the scenario, okay, for a lot of these guys who are dealing with expectations and how things change. And guys, a perfect example is Mark Few. 5 years ago, Gonzaga had not been in a situation where, they played in the Final Four. Now the NCAA tournament's a disappointment if they don't win a national championship. This is Gonzaga we're talking about. So it is an interesting dynamic. But you're right. I mean, look, this is something that coaches deal with. I remember starting in this business, guys, and the MO on Jim Calhoun, was that he couldn't win in the NCAA tournament.
Absolutely.
Finally, he was able to break through, and he's won 3 national championships. But you're definitely right. This defines careers based on what you do in the NCAA tournament.
No question. And I mean, you mentioned Mark Few, and I remember I was in the house. Was it 16 years ago? Last time that Gonzaga was in the Bay Area for a Sweet 16 game, the UCLA, that crazy comeback. That had Adam Morrison crying on the court. And it's funny how things can change from there. Look at Hubert Davis, North Carolina. Again, just a sort of a blah year for much of it, and then Carolina, sends Coach K out of Cameron with a loss in that home arena. Gets a 25-point lead, then all hell broke loose in that game. They still won. And they look to me like a team that could go to the Final Four. It's just amazing how much can change in a month.
Yeah, no, things can change so quickly in college basketball. And look at what we're seeing, from certain teams in this NCAA tournament. A lot of people aren't in the weeds. I know that a lot of the people are casual fans who kind of follow the NCAA tournament. St. Peter's is in the Sweet 16 all season long. The focus on in this conference, and obviously, a conference that was associated with Rick Pitino and Iona. It was on Iona, and St. Peter's. And I talked to Shaheen Holloway about this earlier in the week. Was able to kind of do its work in the shadows and prepare and get better. And to their credit, they maximized the opportunities that were in front of them in the NCAA tournament. But nobody prepared for St. Peter's to be in this situation, much like nobody in 2018 prepared for UMBC, to be the team to beat Virginia. Everybody thought in that league it was going to be Vermont out of the America East.
You never know, and you never know when that coach moves on, to the next school. You've seen guys like Stan Heath took a Kent State team to the Elite Eight and then went to Arkansas. Didn't necessarily work out so well. And you saw Andy Enfield, Florida Gulf Coast, go to USC, and it's been an up and down ride, but a better ride for him certainly there. Then Shaheen Holloway, I assume, John, we can pencil him in at his alma mater, Seton Hall. They haven't done anything everyone else is pretty well doing. This seems, is that a fait accompli?
No, I totally think you're on point. I think that everything you're saying is on point. I just think, guys, we think we have all these answers, and then logic goes out the window. And again, another perfect example is Houston. I mean, Houston lost the best player in the American Conference, at least as it was forecasted, in Marcus Sasser, to a season-ending injury. Lost Tremont Mark, who was going to be a double-figure scorer this year for Houston, and then was in a scenario where it still won 31 games, and that was in the Sweet 16. So you can't forecast this stuff.
No question about it. Let me ask you this, because I know you and I are both in the same boat with FanDuel and FanDuel Sportsbook, and the amount of volume that we're seeing is pretty amazing. The ratings have been tremendous. College basketball is truly back after some tumultuous last couple of years. Are you any of the handles and the bet counts surprising to you as you kind of look at who's being bet on and where the favorites lie?
No, I pretty much just kind of focus on the games, and I can give you the keys for the games and break it down.
No question about it. It's the way that it is now. Do you think what's your Final Four like? How are you on your bracket? Are you still?
I got Arizona and Gonzaga left. I took Arizona and Gonzaga at the start of this tournament, and then I'm going to stick with them. And obviously in the other region, I'm going to take Purdue and Kansas. But I wouldn't be shocked if we go to get into an NCAA tournament situation now where, we see none of the 4 seeds in New Orleans. I think it could be that crazy.
Which of the double-digit seeds do you think do any of them have a legitimate chance to make
Miami. Miami, I would think the best because of their guard play. I mean, guys, again, I'm looking over, my numbers before I get on with you guys. Miami in the NCAA tournament got 32 assists and 7 turnovers. They are reaping the benefits of a small ball lineup.
And the isolation play that they use, it can be hit or miss. But boy, in the NCAA tournament, it can really pay dividends when those guys are hot. And the name Charlie Moore around here, we go back to Josh Pastner, the last bit of Josh Pastner here in Memphis when he was recruiting Charlie Moore. Who ended up going to, I guess, Cal, and then he's been all around the country. He looks like an NBA vet with the baby like a journeyman who's been 30 games in a whole bunch of different places. It's finally hitting here, and he's been phenomenal to watch.
Yeah, no, he's been sensational, and he got to college, it feels like in 1990, but he's still out there doing big things running that offense. I mean, the combination of Moore, McGusty, Wong, and Jordan Miller is going to key to this run for Miami. There's no doubt about it.
Do you think, real fast, the surprise? Are you surprised that Duke is an underdog? It's only the second time that they've been a higher seed, but an underdog in the matchup to a Texas Tech team that is just tough as hell.
I think it's a pick-em game, and I think that the Mark Williams emergence for Duke is going to be a big difference in the game. He's blocked 10 shots in the first 2 games of the NCAA tournament, and you guys know it's not shots blocked, it's shots altered. So I still expect Duke to win a close game.
Going to be a lot of fun. John, thanks so much. Appreciate you jumping on with us. Continued success. At John Rothstein on Twitter. Follow him on CBS Sports, all over the place. Thanks, John.
Thanks, all.
Appreciate it. John Rothstein joining us, of course, from my friends at FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel Sportsbook, you can jump on the app. You can get after it. And, of course, FanDuel encourages you to bet responsibly, and a $20 legal sports bet is a great companion to a March Madness bracket. All kinds of good stuff happening out there. And we mentioned that both new and current customers can get a risk-free tournament bet. Absolutely. Jump on in and get after it. If you want to bet on St. Peter's to win the national championship.
What odds on that?
You want to do that? You
no.
Want to bet? No. Okay. Well, if you want to, they're plus 40,000. So if you want to bet $10,
hey, you come out that thing
$4,000, baby.
Yep.
So
Darren, you can quadruple your
loss.
loss.
That's what I say. Sound like one of my bets.
Yeah, that sounds like a Darien.
He said you can quadruple your loss.
Gonzaga plus 240. Now the loss is the same. That's the beautiful thing about it.
I mean, he's down for.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah,
you try to get your 1,000 back.
Yeah, I caught it.
Yeah, no.
Just throw that little 100 down on.
No, somebody. Hey, there is somebody who has bet 1,000 on St. Peter's. They got 50 plus 50,000. So they would make $501,000.
I wonder, do they get a cash out after every game?
Wednesday national
No, they probably won't start cashing out until the game.
I don't think.
No,
I don't think so. I don't think they'd offer a cash out even until the game, the final itself.
One more win, they may offer a cash out.
No, not a chance. Not for the championship. Not a chance. Because we always think about like the. Sweet 16 is nice, but in terms of the championship, you're only a third of the way there.
Yeah, you got a ways to go. Yep.
You got a long way to go when it comes to winning a championship.
We got some more conspiracy talk to talk about too, man.
More people are betting St. Peter's than anybody else, though, just because it's fun to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Duke is second, along with North Carolina, Villanova, Arizona are third. Check out FanDuel Sportsbook again, and check out the app. FanDuel Sportsbook app is where it is at for all of you. You know it. You love it. It is FanDuel Sportsbook. They are absolutely tremendous. Now, for those of you that join in, be sure to jump in on FanDuel Sportsbook using the promo code BIGHEAD. Get that first bet absolutely risk-free. Make sure you jump on that instant bonus that's guaranteed for new customers right now. Again, use promo code BIGHEAD when you jump on in on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call Tennessee Red Line 1-800-889-9789. Back after this, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56.98.5.
Brett Norsworthy and Gabe Kuhn drive you home with Sports Time on Sports 56. Brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Crossroad Motors, located in Olive Branch, is not a typical dealership. They only sell late model trucks and Jeeps. Many of their vehicles have already been lifted with new off-road wheels and tires. Not in the market for a new vehicle? Let them customize yours the way you want it. They install lifts, levels, off-road tires, wheels, and much more. 90 days same as cash on all customizations or extended financing. Buy one of their vehicles or let them build yours. Check their vehicles on Facebook. Search Crossroad Motors Olive Branch or call 901-545-5190. Look different, drive different.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with 2 of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, it's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Five Ash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Hey, Gabe.
Hey, Pete couldn't be here, so I'm stepping in to sell some Central Barbecue.
Wait, what?
I am NKOTB at CCB.
Huh?
It means I'm the new kid on the block.
I know what it means. Are you saying you're happy to do a Central Barbecue commercial?
Super psyched. I love Central Barbecue.
Well, we all love Central Barbecue, Pete included, but he doesn't seem to enjoy doing Central Barbecue commercials.
Well, I do. I'm Pete 2.0.
What is happening?
Maybe we could come up with a new jingle for Central Barbecue.
Well, we got to get Pete back. This just feels weird.
Central Barbecue, Central Barbecue, yeah.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no-obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
Get in the game, Mid-South.
Coach Colin.
And Coach Hunter here from DeSoto Auto Sales.
We're maniacs for all this madness.
But if we're going to catch all these games, we need your help.
So we cooked up a 3-point plan to help you
rebound from your old ride. 1.
Pick any nicer, newer car on the lot.
2.
Pass us your old ride.
3.
Will come in with the assist.
And give you up to $3,000 more than Kelley Blue Book value.
Based on the price of the car you pick.
So if your old rod makes you feel second string,
it's time for a rebound.
Because you could get up to $3,000 more than it's worth.
Worried about fouls on your credit report?
Our For the People credit approval process is a slam dunk.
But hurry.
This deal's done at the buzzer.
I'm Colin.
And I'm Hunter, and we're your dealers.
For the people. See all the cars at DeSotoAutoSales.com.
That's DeSotoAutoSales.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price determines actual trade allowance. Negative equity may be refinanced. Kelley Blue Book is a registered trademark of the Kelley Blue Book Company Incorporated, which is not affiliated with DeSoto Auto Sales. Offer absolutely ends March 31st, 2022.
Begin your exciting career in broadcasting today. Jobs in advertising, sales, promotions, news, business administration, engineering, and more are available throughout the state. Find out about career opportunities by visiting the Tennessee Broadcasters Virtual Job Fair at broadcastersvirtualjobfair.com. Get information about opportunities available in the broadcast industry, as well as specific positions here at Flynn Broadcasting. Apply online now to begin the process of establishing a career in Tennessee's exciting broadcast industry. Minorities and women are strongly encouraged to visit. Brought to you by Flynn Broadcasting at broadcastersvirtualjobfair.com.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Yeah, it's almost time, Peter. When I get home, I'll take me a hot shower, get my beard and stuff tight.
Uh-oh. So you are going to go?
I'm thinking about it. Get ready to Malika. Take those squeaking heels on his birthday girl. Come on, man. I'm telling you, Malika. Get ready for me, Malika.
What's up?
Hey, but for real though.
Can you imagine Malika just turned on, she's like flipping through and you're like,
let me see what local radio sounds like.
She's like,
we gonna shut it down.
Yeah,
like,
she
know what this is.
She gets an Uber and it's like, I hope you're okay. Malika, I love you. Oh, okay.
Pete, she know what this type of music is, Pete.
Hey, that could be a real possibility, bro. Yeah. Malika, if you listen, baby.
Malika.
He got a T-shirt with your face on it, baby.
No, he does not. No, he does not.
Hey, that's probably like a realistic thing. She's in the Uber and somebody's listening to the show. She's like, okay, cut that off, please.
Yeah. No. She's like, that's my jam. Whoever that is giving me kudos. She know what Drake
She
is.
might be like, okay, let me Google this person's name.
Yeah.
So if I see him in public, I'll know the cause.
Yeah, she done jumped on the Twitter. Hold on, let me wave at her. Hi. Yeah. She jumped on the Twitter right quick.
Oh, man. All right.
Man, that's hilarious. Hey, we got some college versions too, man. We talked earlier about the Zion Williamson thing.
All right.
You debated us tooth and nail.
You see that?
That's not the practice facility. There it is, found another video.
That's it, man. That's their practice
Well, Peter,
facility.
where are they if they're not in the practice facility?
I told you they're at a special location, the Zion's personal practice facility.
It clearly says
So you think
one-on-one
Zion
after
Williamson
practice.
built a Pelicans, his own facility to practice in? A multi-million-dollar gym just for him to play.
It's not multi. They just converted a boys and girls club.
Yeah, I don't think you understand how much gyms cost.
In the Family Leisure AutoZone gym.
The AutoZone gym.
Now that would be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be a nice gym.
Who would actually purchase a gym for Zion?
I don't know. Have you seen Penny's gym?
Gumbo.
Yeah, some Zatarans.
Zataran. And that lady on Popeyes. What's the lady name on Popeyes?
Looking zaddy out here. What? Now explain this to me. And I mean, listen, I'm out here, $1 million Pete over here once again, giving out ideas. Okay. Now I don't know, Tawanda Pirtle, personally. I don't know
Fantasia either.
Yeah, no, I don't know Tawanda or what's her husband's name? I forget the guy's name. It's
Cordell.
Cordell and Tawanda.
I'm gonna say dog.
Again, one of the all-time. They don't look like you think they're gonna look.
One of the funniest segments in the history of this show when we talked about it.
I mean, absolutely incredible. But I don't know Cordell and Tawanda. I don't. But I'm just gonna say this. I saw, University of Memphis football teams getting back into the mix. Okay, University of Memphis basketball team, obviously, on the men's side, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. Why in the world, whenever they bring somebody in, don't they say it's the transfer portal?
Exactly, bro.
I mean, and have that sponsored by
Have
Jack
some
Pirtle.
chicken ready for him.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they do that?
And I've kind of cleared a path for them to do that.
I mean, it's right there.
And it tastes better than
It's
Gus's
right there.
too.
And have a shirt that says, the Pirtle Kings, something like that.
Yeah.
Come enter the Pirtle, and I mean,
Penny's Pirtle.
Why wouldn't they do that?
And the Penny's Pirtle, man.
I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Don't they sponsor the chicken dance too?
Probably.
I think they do. Yeah, it's the Jack Pirtle
On the big
chicken.
screen, yeah, on the screen.
Yeah, come on, man. Do I need to call Juanita and Cordell?
Tawanda.
Tawanda. They call Tawanda and Cordell. Just come on.
Somebody has to have thought of it.
But I don't want to do that segment over again, bro. But I will, because that's still the perfect comedy in the world. Wait, seriously, you're trying to get along with us? Like, wait, no, let's come in person.
Let's come in person. Okay, fine.
All right, whatever. All right. All right, Cordell. We'll see you later, Cordell. Assalamu alaikum, brother. We'll see you. They come in white as a kite.
But their gravy's good.
What? Are you sure? What? Who? Huh?
Wait, this isn't funny at all.
All right, so you want your last one for Malika before
I'm
you
good,
leave?
man. I'm good. I probably ain't going to the game. I got a serious concern about Malika, bro. I'm a feet guy, right? And I ain't never seen Malika show her feet ever. It's kind of concerning me, bro. Come on, Malika.
Yeah.
I hope she's not listening to the Uber.
If you listen,
I hope she is.
If you're in the Uber drive,
I hope she is.
I hope not.
I hope your feet straight.
Come find me, Malika. I'm playing this.
If she hears you talking about
Same
her
playlist.
feet,
She gonna this guy's a sicko.
Yeah, this guy's.
No, she's not.
Rex Ryan.
I guarantee you that's her thing. Watch.
Who?
You barking up the right tree.
But she ain't never had her feet out on video. I didn't Google images. I can't find.
She's 22.
It's concerning me,
Did
man.
you search for Malika Andrews' feet?
Yes, I have. All right, that's concerning me.
And you got a good comparison.
That's concerning to me.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
History.
That's fine.
She got excellent baby hair.
Cause she might have some hooper. Didn't she play basketball or something?
Ooh.
Man, are you so? Like,
She's from Oakland though.
She might got some track and field feet.
Yeah, but I mean, like when you say are you like into feet? Like
I like a woman that's got pretty feet, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like, is that the extent of it, or is there more?
I mean, now you trying to get into the dark After Dark saying.
Dark web.
The dark web was
the
saying.
dark web by Anthony saying.
But if a woman got nice, pretty feet,
You
man,
and Rex Ryan are gonna be like.
Nah, I ain't with all the crazy stuff. Now, I'm just saying. I have dated girls just because they had pretty feet. It's like average looking girls with pretty feet. It's like jumped them up a tier. Like it's put them in another echelon.
But they gotta wear like open-toed shoes and stuff.
If a woman that beautiful, I've never seen her like with nothing but her feet covered up. It's got me concerned that she might got some little frog feet or something. Or feet look like chicken toes.
And she's always been a journalist, no sportsman.
That's so funny. Like that's so funny. Like
I'm concerned about that, bro.
I could not care less about feet.
No,
like, it does not.
You can't even think about them. Aphantasia.
Woman got some pretty feet, but that's set it off.
Think about them.
No, I could, but I know
it ain't a requirement, but it doesn't set it off.
But if I see feet, like it's not like I can't. Like I don't know what feet look like.
Yes, I'll see me if you're sweating because me and Darren had this conversation the other day about a certain somebody. I was like, man, come on now.
How can I tie that out? How you like me now?
Hey, y'all done got me hot now.
Who's?
Nah, we ain't gonna see. We definitely.
He's taking his jacket off. It's the end of the show.
We definitely.
He's taking his jacket off.
So you don't have an example like somebody like a celebrity or somebody that would have their
celebrity got some
normally.
pretty feet.
I'm not talking about like regular people. I don't need to know who you're creeping on.
Kim Mulkey.
Now, I'm gonna tell you who do that. Hold on. I want to say this. Who? They mad at last.
Pete pawned her off on me yesterday, so whatever.
I can't think off top, man. It's somebody that do got some.
Florence Henderson.
It's somebody who got nice feet, though. Especially they got them white toes, boy. Whoa, the white toes get you chose.
Shout out to FloJo.
A lot of them athletes, man, their feet just don't be right. It's hard to find an athlete that got some cool feet.
Shirley Hemphill.
Lena Horne. Oh, man. Somebody just sent me a picture said that's Malika's feet right there.
Man. Show's over on that note. So who you got tonight?
We gonna win. We gonna lose without y'all, man. We gonna get the chemistry back, man. The fun bunch is back. Group picture tonight, man. Team photo tonight, man.
Okay. All right. And I hope I see a team photo of you tonight as well.
Hey, looking like Wolo with a girl.
Yeah. Oh. All right, we got to get out of here. Enjoy the game tonight. We'll recap it all tomorrow. Coming up next, Sports Time.
Case IH is a proud supporter of the Mississippi Farm Bureau. And thanks to a membership benefits partnership, Mississippi Farm Bureau